Okay, we're here with Coach Jason Fink of Ralston. Coach, COVID brought its challenges to every football team in the state of Nebraska. You guys had to battle the ups and downs, kind of had a roller coaster year, and then COVID kind of shut you down. I mean, describe the year your program had in 2020.
Yeah, for the most part, I was really impressed with how our kids handled it. From day one, it was truly about communication and keeping that dialogue open. Because within the protocols and everything that we had built in, it was going to take care of itself for us. It was unfortunate at the end of the year that we did end up losing our last 2 football games. I thought our kids were starting to kind of figure things out and hit their stride. We've got some really gifted young kids coming back with an experienced offensive line that was there last year. So our biggest concern going into next year will be how we're going to fix or replace some kids that are all going to go on and either be college football players or college wrestlers. So,
well, you have one of the best running backs in the state, and for sure Class B, and Rashad Madden. I mean, he put up monster numbers for you last year, 3 200-plus yard games. What really stands out about what he's done for you?
Just his commitment to the program, being part of what we're doing. I knew his older brother. That's kind of how we got him to stick around. He was Taylor Murph's best friend, and Taylor was a pretty good running back for us in the day. I was a University of Drake graduate a few years, or just this last winter, and was able to keep him around. And he's been in our program since he was 5th or 6th grade kid, and we've always had our eye on him and knew what he could do. And he's real quiet, but he's certainly intense and brings a lot of focus to our kids when he speaks, for sure.
I mean, you talk to a lot of coaches, and you've been around Class B a long time. And other coaches, I got to imagine, say, "Man, you're running back." I mean, do you get a lot of coaches say that to you after you guys?
It was funny. After the York game, he played a little bit of basketball early this year, and then kind of committed to doing some more things football-wise. And the York coaches, they didn't see him on the basketball court, so they thought he was a wrestler. They were terrified. They were like, "Where's this kid at?" They just were glad that he wasn't on a mat or on a basketball court, because I think their kids might have just said, "Hey, let's load the bus right now." So he had that much of an impression on Coach Snodgrass, and a lot of guys, when they see this kid, is just like, he's the real deal. So.
And when you have a guy like him and some of the kids you brought today, I mean, is the goal like taking that next step, getting back in the playoffs? And
Absolutely, it always is. This is my 23rd year in Ralston, and I was under Coach Zahn for all those years, and that was the norm. We were in the playoffs every year. I think we've prior to the last few years where we just didn't have some of the talent that maybe we needed to compete at that level to get there. That's always our goal for us, and to win and to continue to win.
And then you brought a couple other kids here. Caleb O'Brien, what a frame he's got.
Yeah.
Long arms, 6'3", 6'4", tight end, outside linebacker, receiver. I mean, describe what he's done for you.
Yeah, he plays really well in space. Has great hands, something that he's constantly working on. I think basketball's helped him out, especially these last few months. His footwork seems a lot better than it used to be. So it's just a matter of getting stronger in the weight room. We have a 0-hour weight program that all 3 of these kids are in on a daily basis. And they don't miss, and that's going to be a big part of them making that next step into next year.
What time 0 hours start?
Just 7 a.m.
7 a.m. So you get them in there early?
Yeah, yep. And then a lot of them they'll take a class during the day, and then it's also open after school. So we'll have kids that might hit the morning session and then pick it up, after school, whatever they didn't get done.
You got to get creative and get those kids in any way you can get them.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
And then Dylan is a receiver, defensive back, quarterback. Is he a quarterback for this fall?
We've got a sophomore, or it'll be a junior quarterback, but Dylan's just too gifted of a kid not to have on the field. You try to get your best 11 as much as you can, and getting him in space with the football was always a good thing. I thought one of his best games was against Elkhorn, and playing, against that top level competition. He really rose to the top and had a great game against them. And I see the same things happening for him, week in and week out. I believe he led the state most of the year in interceptions up until the playoff time.
How many did he have for you?
He was at 6, the last I knew.
So safety's probably our corner, would you say?
I like him at safety. He just has a really good nose for the football. I know he's doing some 7-on-7 stuff right now, and they have him at corner, just because they have a need for that. And I'm like, well, if you can play corner, you can play safety, because, so.
Well, Coach, thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
We appreciate you bringing your kids out here. And
I appreciate you guys doing this for all of the programs around here. This is awesome.
Well, thank you, and looking forward to seeing you guys play this fall.
Awesome. Thank you.